hello everybody, and thanks for tuning in. Welcome to the latest in our series of wine tastings, hosted by yours truly, Charles Harcastle of the award-winning Joseph Barnes Wines, based here in the delightful market town of Saffron Walden in North Essex. Okay, tonight, this time, I thought we'd take a closer look at three lesser-known, obscure, ancient, rare grape varieties, and to that end, we are going to taste three red wines, as it happens, two from the Languedoc, one from the southwest of France. So we're going to have a taste of a red wine made from a grape called Oeillades from the Saint-Chinian appellation of the Languedoc. We're then going to move on to a wine made from a grape called Abouriou, a very interesting wine from the Côte du Mont-Mandé, just to the southeast of Bordeaux, where the appellation straddles the Garonne River. And finally, we're going to take a closer look at the Alicante Boucher grape, made in the Boutanac region of the Corbière. So, three interesting wines. I'm very much looking forward to tasting them. I hope you might be able to taste them along with me. So let's start with the first wine, the Oeillades. Okay, the first wine we're going to taste is the Oeillades. Oeillades in French means ogle, or to glance flirtatiously, just for your information. However, the Oeillades is also very closely related to the Cinsault grape, and as with the Cinsault grape, the Oeillades is a high-yielding, vigorous, thick-skinned red grape, which needs a lot of heat, a lot of sun to ripen. In fact, it needs a blast furnace to ripen. But perversely, the resulting wines from the Oeillades grape are light, fresh, low in alcohol, chillable even. You can whack this in the fridge for 20 minutes and it'd be great with a tuna steak, salmon steak, something like that. Oeillades or Cinsault is very frequently used as an addition to blends of Grenache and Syrah to beef up the blend. But Oeillades works particularly well with Carignan. It seems to smooth out the rough edges of Carignan. So let's have a look at this. This is a wine, Oeillades, made by a chap called Thierry Navarre, who is situated in my old stomping ground, the beautiful village of Roquebrun, deep in the heart of the Saint-Chinian appellation of the Languedoc, about 30 miles north of Béziers, in the foothills of the Montagne Noire. And Thierry Navarre makes biodynamic wine, or natural wines. That is a subject for another day, maybe a subject that we'll tackle another time. But essentially, Thierry doesn't use any chemicals, no herbicides or pesticides, and prunes and harvests and so on by the phases of the moon. He's a third generation winemaker. He farms round about 13 hectares, and he's a very sought after winemaker. His wines are great. He makes a range of reds, but specialises in very old, ancient grape varieties such as Terret Gris, Grenache Gris, and the aforementioned Oeillades. Okay, so let's take a closer look at this red. So the first thing to notice is the colour. Quite unusual. Are we getting this colour here, Luke? This is a nice, pale, sort of cherry red colour. Unusual for a red wine, for a young red wine. As red wine ages, it gets lighter. Young red wines tend to be darker, inky purple. This is an interesting, pale, cherry red. And as with the Cinsault wine, we'd be looking for red summer fruit aromas, like tropical fruit, pomegranate, that sort of thing. Oeillades is quite a floral, aromatic red. So this is the sort of aromas, scents we'll be looking for. So let's have a good sniff. Your sense of smell is many times more sensitive than your sense of taste. So make the most of your first sniff of the wine. Yeah, we're getting plenty of summer red fruit. Yeah, plenty of strawberries there, a bit of raspberry. Also, we are getting, we're getting this sort of tropical fruit aspect to it, slightly earthy. Saint-Chinian has its own microclimate, where it can get a bit cooler, and as a result, the wines can be more elegant, can be more complex. So we're getting lots of red fruits aromas. with this. Absolutely delicious. So on the palate, I think we're looking for good acidity with this, low in tannins. Oeillades is low in tannins but has good acidity. So let's have a taste. Yeah, exactly. It's what we're getting here. We're getting a light, juicy, very quite refreshing red. Good in acidity. I'm feeling this on the side of my tongue, as you would. Bit of sweetness on the tip of the tongue. I fill my mouth, fill the palate with the wine. I've sloshed it around, and so we're getting the full flavours of the wine. Again, good acidity, as I say. Not much burning. Sometimes, if you have a lot of tannin, you get a slightly pleasant burning feeling in the back of your throat and the back of your tongue. Not getting much of that. The tannins are quite discreet, very well balanced. So nicely balanced wine. Great acidity, which makes this a great food wine. What would you drink this with? Well, I guess you drink it with carpaccio of beef, bouillabaisse perhaps, a rich Provençal fish stew. I've had this with grilled artichokes with a few drops of balsamic vinegar topped off with some fresh ginger. Absolutely fabulous. You know, good with pasta and tomato sauce, maybe, that sort of thing. And as I say, this is chillable. You could whack this in the fridge for 20 minutes, half an hour, as with a Beaujolais perhaps, and have it with tuna steak, salmon steak, a nice white cheese, something like that. Delicious wine. We sell a lot of this in the shop, quite sought after. It's 14 quid odd to you, but I think it's worth it. You know, it's a good summer red. I like this very much. We sell quite a lot of this. Cheers. Absolutely delicious, worth the money. And at only 11% alcohol, it won't blow your head off either.